Hi beautiful souls, go and grab a cup of tea. I have my dog in here. I won't say her name. So if she interrupts, I've kind of allowed her in here to see if she would. And you know, it might be I don't know, I just felt like it. So, you know, we're gonna look at some Mary Magdalene cards. I just did a video on yeah, Emerald Heart of Divine Mother, how I saw it. I thought I was going to be talking about other things, but you know, some things, just the vibration that you're of is all that matters, right? Cool. Take those, that one that flipped. Ooh, remembering, she's back again. Surrender, I am in good hands. Yep, surrender. Surrender. We're in good hands. Union, myself and soul are one. Yeah, union with self. Isn't this interesting? Because it looks very much the patriarchal system sort of to the left, but they're obviously accepting the importance of the divine feminine, and that within each one of us is the masculine and feminine polarity. Union, myself and soul are one. It's very much about beloveds. I had that one the other day too. True love, all exists through love. There's the masculine and feminine polarity, look. Everything is created from love and the balancing of the divine masculine and divine feminine. It almost looks like, well, I guess it's cloud, but it almost looks like it's snow behind them. But they very much look like a team, don't you think? Jesus and Mary Magdalene were a team. The beloved, love never ends. And that's the merging of the divine masculine and divine feminine. It was purposely not, Mary Magdalene's testimony was purposely left out. Yes. And Mary Magdalene was very much about the powers of the ego, the 7 powers that we all have to go through. And that's 7 is symbolic of the 7 chakras. And there are more chakras, but they're the main ones. You've got your crown, the 3rd eye, your throat, the heart, solar plexus, sacral and root chakra. The 2nd power, I trust what my soul desires. We're on a journey, and sometimes, you know, we can be offered something, and I think there was that book of the Mary Magdalene revealed by Megan Watterson. We can be offered something and it doesn't resonate with us, and yet with our ego we're kind of disappointed that our heart isn't drawn to it, and we're kind of shocked, can be shocked and confused, but this is because our heart knows best. And we're to merge our heart and soul. and then our will and should flow from there. And it looks like she also has got the aura, the golden aura around her, like this one on here, like all of them. They've all got a gold, every single one of them is a golden aura. In fact, that is a light golden aura there. So I'll show you that one. It's like she's on a boat. There's other people in the boat too, but see, there's a masculine and feminine, I think, at the back there. Or is it two feminines? Are they all feminines on the boat? This could be when Mary Magdalene sailed after Jesus' death and there was Sarah in the boat. I don't know, but Sarah could be Jesus and Mary's child. And she was probably with the mother of Jesus, Mary. I almost see that she's sailing away from organised religion. I don't know, that might appeal to somebody. Sixth power, the body never lies. Here's the feminine again, who can bear children. The power to co-create. The divine orchestrated it that way. Again, another one was judgment. The whole point is to be human. So actually two females here, but one also has the golden aura. So the union card came out first, so I'm going to read that one. Or I noticed it first. Myself and soul are one. In chapter 5 of Mary's Gospel, the disciples are terrified in the wake of Christ's crucifixion. They fear they will be killed as well if they're caught by the Roman Empire. Yeah, what did I mean about sailing from religious template, dogma? Maybe you're sailing away, you're learning to sail away. You're listening to your heart. I've always seen this passage as if it were a scene from a film. I can imagine so vividly the dread they must have felt. I can imagine the comments about the threat to their own lives getting louder until the fear becomes palpable in the air. Then Mary stood up. Her gospel reads, and I can see this so clearly. I can see her standing up among a sea of disciples, all huddled together on the ground, feeling defeated and afraid. Right, so here she is. So she was one of the disciples. So this is what this image is. All the male disciples, but Mary Magdalene was the favourite, no less. Not because of any ego centricity of, or the fact that she was female, but because she was open to the things, and because she was the twin flame of Jesus. So she had the body never lies, the feelings, the mystical experiences that these male disciples wouldn't have had. It wasn't their memo. But she didn't hide it from them. What does Jesus say? I've freely given, so you are to give. Then Mary stood up and greeted them. She tenderly kissed them all and said, "Brothers and sisters, do not weep. Do not be distressed, nor be in doubt, for his grace will be with you, sheltering you." So in other words, Jesus' grace was going to be with them, sheltering them. In any experience in your life, that presence is always there. It never leaves. Even as you sail away from organized religion. And this is not me saying that you need to trust your own heart, your own soul, what you're being called to do. You may be delving into things deeper. You might be uncovering truths that you're relearning. You're questioning. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open to you. Right? No, it's about having a consciousness, a mind of your own. That was from Mary's chapter 5, verses 4 to 6. Mary stood up for the disciples in a moment of pure terror and became a presence of love among them. Mary stood up in the midst of great fear to be the love that Christ had been among them. So she was standing up. She carried on the ministry of Christ after the physical body presence of Jesus had left. But he'd never left. He was within, and she was reassuring them. He's not left. His grace will be sufficient for you. He's still here. He's in our midst. The fact that she carried the template, because being a twin flame, they were the same soul incarnate in two bodies. She was the feminine polarity as he was the masculine. Oh, I love this. This moment from Mary's Gospel demonstrates what it means to be in union, and it's evidence of her leadership in the earliest form of Christianity. Mary goes on to say that as a community of brothers and sisters, we should praise his greatness, for he has united us and made us true human beings. Yes, he's made us human beings, true human beings. Christ lived in a state of union. He was Ihidaya. I don't know how to say that. Ihidaya. Ihidaya. Ihidaya, which is Aramaic for the unified one. He had unified his egoic self, his full humanity, with his divinity. So it's the divine union within yourself, of your egoic self, which everyone has, everybody, including Jesus. Egoic self, his full humanity of that fact, with his divinity, his eternal soul. He had become fully human and fully divine. Anthropos, the child of true humanity. Mary, in this state of union, stood up in the midst of panic to be a presence of love when love was most needed. And this is what Mary reminds us that we can do as well. We can practice living in a state of union by returning again and again to the soul that sits like a treasure here inside our very human hearts. Wow. I am going to upload the emerald heart meditation, or guided meditation if you want to call it, prior to uploading this one. So if you're watching this one, maybe look back and just go within and just see if you feel called to watch it. We can practice becoming the presence of love when love is needed most. How can I stand up like Mary to be a presence of love in this moment? Oh. so much division and separation, including religious dogma. And I, for one, have had enough. My heart has been broken and torn apart. Not through, I mean, it was an orchestration from divine. Even with my twin flame, it's united me back to self. I'll just read the second power here. Second power. Here we go. Clinging. We cling a lot, don't we? To even our prejudices, don't we? Or our dogma, our religious dogma. We cleave to it. So I'm just saying, soften it. Soften it. Just ponder. Jesus was all about that, pause and pondering, and to question. We have a right to question. It's our soul path at the end of the day. It says work out your own salvation, right? The second power, I trust what my soul desires. According to legend, Mary crossed the Mediterranean Sea to the south of France, yes, on a ship without sails after Christ's crucifixion in order to escape Roman persecution. Yes. The religious dogma. The ones that wanted to, well, actually what they wanted to do was put him, put him in a temple. They couldn't believe that he was born in a stable, for a start. They wanted to put him, high on a pedestal, to bring in, I suppose, to collect wealth from him, right? Right. 2 other women named Mary were on the ship with her, as well as a little girl named Sarah. Yes, I knew I'd read it before. Some legends suggest that Sarah was Christ and Mary's daughter. I'll let you have a look. How frightening would that have been, though? Like, that's a huge leap of faith. You're taking with the current of the water. I've always imagined that Mary felt anguish having to leave ancient Israel, the land where she'd met and loved and lost Christ. This is like her own tornado. I mean, I'm not trying to draw a similarity here. Well, kind of am, but I mean, my own life, the last 4 years, if you watch, I don't know whether it was the most recent video that I put out, my life has been like a tornado, and ironically, the emerald of the heart, but the land of Oz, right? It's like we've been plonked to learn about what the system is, right, and unmask the curtain, and that has actually led you away from organized religion. Just ponder it. This isn't a you have your own discernment on where you're at, and there's no judgment here either. You're at where you're meant to be. If you're coming from your heart, then we're all one, right? There is no such thing as separation. What the ego wants is real and powerful, and also part of what it means to be human. We're meant to feel the exquisite suffering of not always getting what the ego craves. We cling to the desires of the ego most often, not even realizing that it's the ego that's driving us to crave so desperately. Christ explains the creation of the ego so perfectly in the Gospel of Mary. Matter gave birth to a passion which has no image because it derives from what is contrary to nature. A disturbing confusion then occurred in the whole body. I'll read that again. Matter gave birth to a passion. So I mean, we're matter, you know, in this physical realm. Matter gave birth to a passion which has no image, because it derives from what is contrary to nature. A disturbing confusion then occurred in the whole body. That's Mary's Gospel, chapter 3, verses 10 to 11. Matter, meaning our flesh, yeah, our beloved body, gives birth to a passion, the ego, which has no eternal lasting image like that of the soul. So yeah, has no eternal lasting image like that of the soul. This passion, this ego, is contrary to nature because it seeks to control the flow of energy. The ego doesn't want to die. The ego is terrified of change, and the ego wants life to unfold according to a chronological time frame. Yeah, it doesn't like to suffer either. But look at what Mary had to go through, losing her beloved, a twin flame. Her heart was cracked wide open. I mean, I see so many similarities for my journey. And she was thrust really onto a boat with no sails, heading to France from Rome. Is it Rome? Ancient Israel. And this is necessary because if we didn't have this passion, this ego, we wouldn't be able to function here while human. Yeah, so in other words, our ego, we need to help it serve our soul. This is what we've got to get to, the understanding of helping it have our ego to serve our soul, to serve our purpose, to serve our soul, yeah, not to serve our ego. The soul needs the ego, so to not dismiss it like it's to come into union with it, but to not let it run the ship. Our work here is to discern when it's the ego that's leading, when it's the ego that's clinging to an outcome. Because we can get so we think that we know. I had no idea that I'd be thrust on the path I've been put thrust on. But that has just been listening to my heart and my soul, which has led me away from organised religion. It has come with many challenges of heart. But it's a seeking of a thirst. I've got a playlist. I'll just remind. I've put a playlist that says just relearning untruths, or there were truths. You know, there's truths and there's truths, right? We're at different stages. So what your truth was, at one stage with your soul evolution and listening to your soul, and the blend of the ego, then we can be led. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to articulate metaphorically. Our work here is to discern when it's the ego that's leading, when it's the ego that's clinging to an outcome, and then with as much mercy as possible help release the ego's grasp so that the soul can return to its stance at the helm of our life. Yeah, is it steering the ship? And you got to be grounded in your own. Like, to step away from organized religion is really to take a huge leap of faith with divine. If you're being called on this journey of learning about twin flames, or you are a twin flame, or you're more in your reality, grasping how your life is unfolding through divine, and maybe there's some things that are incongruent with each other, with the organized religion's viewpoint and your actual reality. And so I went through this quite a bit, actually, even with my husband when he was alive, and I kept feeling that God was saying to me, you know, I can't think of the words. It was, don't be so, basically like religious dogma. Don't be so heavenly wise but earthly foolish, or like, you know what I'm saying. I felt like he was pulling me up, but I was pondering these things like Mary did. You ponder them in your heart when they hit you, and you're like, and you're going, oh, it's saying this, and I'm trying to, but it's not matching up. Something not quite right, but I haven't quite grasped the depth of it that divine's showing me. But he's showing me, you understand it internally, but you can't articulate it. Sometimes that's where you're at, and that's okay. You know, there's no judgment here. We want the soul to lead us, and that's often terrifying, because the soul is constantly leading us towards what's new, what's next, what has never been done before. Woo! I think what's scariest is that when the twin flame experience is so mystical that you can't, well, there hasn't been anyone from my organised church anyway that has been remotely interested in my story since losing my husband. Like, they were great when my husband died, sure, that's fine, and you know, and a couple have kept in touch a little bit, but they don't really know what I've been going through the past 4 years. It's like I fell off the face of the earth, right? Or my phone went dead. It's like and that's why I think that we're in, you know, we're in different, it's always now, but we're in different dimensions, different realities. It's like I'm on another timeline now. It's like when my husband died, it went boop, 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 boop. Violet flame that thought. You understand what I'm saying here? I saw 28, 29 before too. 28 till 28, that's 8, 9, 10. That's 10, 11, which is what I just said before. You might be seeing 10, 11 a lot, or even 10, 10. I've been seeing 10, 10 a lot. 11, 11, 1, 2, 3, 11, 55, 12, 21, mirroring numbers. The you know, the mystical things took over from that death. Well, that's a transformation. That's alchemy. This is the alchemy of soul. And when you say it's new age, this isn't new age. And then you read it, listen, go into my playlist, right, of about the untruths, right, where I've just labelled it, relearning untruths, right, about hermeticism. And about, you know, if I had a past life, there's a high possibility that I was in Egypt. Because when I was much younger, or when I was at college, I've literally, my mum's still got it at home. I made a 3D woodwork that was of Egyptian pyramid, with the silhouette, and I didn't. That came from the new. And I can see that now, but because even at the time, I'm like, I wasn't looking into Egypt or anything like that. So this is how I know that I had a past life in Egypt. And Mary was very much part of, when she did the anointing, well, that was part of that sacred circle, right? That was part of the... My human self cannot articulate what my soul self already knows, so my subconscious, but my body tells me that I know Can you hear what I'm saying? So I'm on this journey with you, and I'm sharing it with you because there's actually no one. Like I said, there's a dead tone. It's been quite lonely. You could say, well, that's quite a thing, after losing your husband. Yeah, it is. But I obviously signed up for it, and it's brought me many great things. I've just held on to this. Actually, this is a labradorite crystal. I just picked it up, but when I got it, and I was like, wow, that's like a butterfly wings inside, and I was like, oh, this is like almost like a metaphorical cocoon, and you're in the cocoon and you're being formed. If you look close, can you see? I don't know whether it doesn't really pick it up like how I can see it, but can you see those wings there inside? Time to fly. See it? So I've actually got green lights on there just because of the emerald, but that's quite cool how it's... I don't really see. I think you can. It's not as, but you can still, you can still see sort of wings, but the lovely translucent colours. But I often use this one on the third eye for seeing. So these are magical things that we're uncovering. Like, this is very real for me. This is more real than my this is more me in my heart, mind and soul. But we're learning to ground it because it's been lost in translation. I'd encourage you to go and watch some of those things. Even that Sarah from, what's she called? The Alchemist. I think she's called The Alchemist. But there's one video that I shared fairly recently. I think it was even yesterday. But I'd watched it ages ago, but I watched it again because I was drawn to it again. And I saved it on that playlist because I was like, wow, I just want you to open your heart. If you come from organised religion, just open your heart and your mind. Don't be so, fearful of... What are you fearful of? Like, are you fearful of finding something out that you don't want to find because it's going to bring, judgment of others? Is that what it is? Because if you have to hold yourself back for the sake of fitting in, that's not... Your heart is calling for you. The soul wants to be fully present because transformation only happens in the present tense. What have I been clinging to or trying to control? What are you trying to control? I know we're obsessed with the way others perceive us. I mean, I have it on my own Facebook to a point. You're trying to and for me, you're trying to reach out to help another up, or just because you're wanting them to be with you again. But this is all in God's timing, right? I just let it go. You just have to let it go and be you. It's time to fly. You can't transform another. Everyone's responsible for themselves. I don't know why I held on to this, but it's really going for it, isn't it? Right. The body never lies. The sixth power. Because we're on the seventh power, we'll go to the sixth power. So your body will tell you. That was right. I was watching, yeah, I looked up the Emerald City, and as it came up with the movie. And as I watched a video clip of the Emerald City, and it'd be of Oz, interestingly enough, The Wizard of Oz was a very profound movie when I was growing up. I don't know about you, but I mean, The Wicked Witch I always hated. I always hide behind the couch, you know, but I was always quite happy with the nice fairy, right? The nice one. And but yeah, as I was watching that clip, my whole body was tingling, like goosebumps, you know, all over my body. And the body doesn't lie, so there might be something within that movie I might actually go and watch. I already know the uncovering of the Matrix, right? I mean, you've got Matrix and Neo as well, and you can start creating your own reality. And don't worry about the Muggle people that are, that are going to try and kill you. Like, not Violet Flame that full, but metaphorically. No one has that power over you or authority. You are your own authority as you bring into your heart with the divine. We're not talking, oh, you can do what you like and you can be, well, I mean, let's face it, people have free will. I mean, that's how divine set it up. They have free will. You have free will to do as you please. What's your soul calling you to do? Right, the sixth power. We're getting 36 now. Oh, well, that's all right. The body never lies. The body, if we know how to listen, has ancient wisdom that extends far beyond our own individual lives, as if the life lessons of our ancestors are encoded in the blood. Remember who you are. A mystery woven into the molecules of light that we each are, an ever-evolving hope that we can keep moving forward with the story of what it means to be human. The body never lies. Its whispers can be subtle to many. Its wisdom can be lost to those who wish only to control the body, superimposing what the ego wants, those inexhaustible unconscious requests which are often louder than the soul. We often feel convinced that it's safer to just keep doing what we've always done. What's in motion wants to stay in motion, whether it's drinking a lot, working out too much, or constantly sitting on the couch binge watching TV. This is the power that, centuries later, is referred to as a sloth. We don't want to be slothful, do we? We need to put our best foot forward in the best sense. It's a fear, I think, of having a living, breathing, moment-to-moment relationship with the body. When we are held captive to the sixth power, the fear of our own humanity, our own vulnerability, and our own mortality is so loud we can't hear the way the soul is constantly speaking to us from within the body. Yeah. I must admit, there's many things, even work-wise, that I just don't resonate with anymore. And it's like my whole body, including my throat. I was doing something yesterday that I used to always love, but it's just not in a vibrational match anymore. And I'm going, how bizarre. Like, I've really got to co-create, to develop things so that, as within, so without. And these things that I've done for financial reasons, I've got to work out a way to co-create to get to where I need to go, without it being a loss for my soul, if you hear what I'm saying. When we are held captive to the sixth power, the fear of our own humanity, our own vulnerability, and our own mortality is so loud we can't hear the way of the way the soul is constantly speaking to us from within the body. When we can own and deeply accept that we are also this body, we get to experience the bliss of the other half of what it means to be human, the soul. We can have a living, breathing, moment-to-moment relationship with the body that is based in love, not fear. We can respect the body, trust the body. Instead of superimposing what we think the body needs each day, each moment we can ask. We can go within and inward, listen, and know the depths of the wisdom the body possesses. Remember, the body knows how to create another body from within. The body silently knits another heart within the darkness of the womb, in the silence of the steady heartbeat of the one creating it. The body never lies, if we know how to listen. Beloved body, what is needed in this moment? So yeah, let go of the burdens, because these things, we're going to have to be very patient with ourselves, and yeah, just patient with ourselves. And you know, it'll take time, and just keep practicing to be present with your soul and grow from there. Beloved, surrendering. It's not easy being a warrior of light, but I pray that we'll find the strength that we can, our outside will start to reflect that what's inside. And especially for twin flames. I mean, I think this is the purpose of twin flames, is because we've been trapped in paradigms of fear-based paradigms, and we're the power of that internal love is just overwhelming, that it's painful, you know, when either one or both are in fear, and the muggle mind, if you like, it brings great pain, I think, to both parties. And I believe my counterpart will be feeling that, because I've sensed the frustration of just wanting it to end, to be over, because it's so profound and mystical that it doesn't go away. Like, you can push it away, you know, your ego can push away, but ironically all it does really is bounce back. It just, and you know, and this is not just, you know, this is for me too. Like, you know, when I've tried to push it away because I've got frustrated with it, because it's challenging me. It's challenged my beliefs. Well, it really did. Thought I was going mad. But we weren't. And you know, you learn about energy and the energetic shift. And it's about Jesus. I mean, God was all about, you know thyself, getting to know thyself. Praise beloved. Love never ends. When you're a twin, it never ends. The love never ends. A beloved, in my experience, is not a love that can be contrived. No way. Meaning we can't force anyone to become beloved to us. No, you can't force it. It's a love that's gifted. It's a love that comes from within. What was I just saying? It's within you. It just, it's just like this force of nature, of bubbling up, emanation of love. Just, you can't keep it in. It's like a volcano of I certainly poured it to my twin. I've never kissed the fella. Mary and Christ, in my deep belief, are beloveds. A beloved relationship moves along a different timeline. What did I just say about timeline? or outside of time altogether. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There are relationships that move along a linear trajectory. We meet, we work to get to know each other, to build trust. We grow the love and friendship over time. A beloved, though, is remembered. The relationship doesn't feel linear. It's as if this person is someone we have always known. It's as if some part of us that could never be pointed to or even named precisely is now whole, simply from the presence of this person restored to our lives. We feel seen. We feel known. If he's watching. I know you like you know me. And it's not a love that's earned. It's just there, as if we were born with the capacity to recognize it. As if we were here on this earth in order to meet this beloved incarnate. We can only recognize the beloved from within us. We know when this other person has entered our lives because of the massive shift that happens internally. Oh, especially the heart chakra. Oh, fire out. Just blows things away. And though we cannot force or manipulate meeting this beloved, we can, right now in this moment, cultivate what it feels like to be fully loved. Oh. The ego doesn't know how this works, but the soul does. And you're fully loved. Unconditional love. Death cannot separate beloveds. The form of the relationship radically shifts, becomes subtle rather than incarnate, but continues to grow and increase after death. Beloveds cannot be separated in death from each other, because they are not separate from each other in their life either. A beloved can never leave us, because the beloved exists primarily within. We can give ourselves now, in this moment, the love we hope to one day live into, the love that brings forth more of the truth of who we already are. A beloved is also who we can be to ourselves. Hence the journey of the twin flames. A beloved is also who we can be to ourselves. I am my own beloved. My beloved and I are one. When we love ourselves unconditionally, we create new potential, new life, and exponential hope. Love only ever increases from within us. Love is what never ends. How can I love myself unconditionally in this moment? Then it's surrendering. Oh. I need to get all my rose quartz crystals. I just feel like going. Oh, love. Love is all that we've got. I send you this love. It's better felt than taught. I send you so much love, no matter who you are that's watching. And I pray that you'll have the tenacity, is that the right word? The courage, the strength to follow your soul. Just bit by bit, just one thing, you know. And yeah, you might get shunned or rejected from others, but what does it matter if you've accepted yourself, right? That's what it's about. Oh, I saw 49:48. Okay, that was interesting. Anyway, I think it's long enough. Yeah. Oh, I just get this feeling like, you know, about Jesus, the ministry that, you know, I don't know, just the love that the Divine Feminine has for creation and her beloved, and that women, that's what they're seeking. You know, I think men and women, they're seeking their divine counterparts to feel seen and heard and loved from that depth. And I pray that Divine will guide you in your life to your beloved, and you'll be aware, and that, you know, it'll have a ricochet effect on those around you as well, but in a positive way. It may seem negative, but you can only make a decision for your highest and best good. And yeah, you can consider others' highest and best good. Of course you can. But, you know, what is truly for your highest and best good is usually for everyone's highest and best good, right? That's where we're coming from. I know, right. That was lovely. I'm always love that. Because I feel close to Jesus, and it kind of, you know, because, you know, the organised religion, you know, is still part of my heart. Like, it's not like you disconnect and there's, you know, those truths. It was almost a foundation, really, for me, a foundation of truths that I learnt. But when it comes from love, it's only ever going to be expanded on, and that is my intention. So it's a win-win, really, isn't it? Butterfly effect. Almost like a spider. Oh dear. I'm just playing. Right, love you. All the best. You just witnessed my meditation zone. See ya.